Welcome to the Awesome. I'm Big Roy, and this is Marvel Strike Force. So Fox next dropped the bombshell on us about the insane requirements for the third version of Dark Dimension that will be coming out. If you haven't already, I'm sure most of you have. My Strike Force Masters Launch podcast co-host Tuber84 did a awesome prepper's guide. What he went for max efficiency, going for a maximum of 3 characters for each origin trait. He also went for characters that you can use in other areas of the game. They'll be very good in that, so you're not just bringing them up just for this mode here, which a lot of people did for like Free the Darkness, so it's kind of a waste. The problem is with that he fully admitted is it is not free-to-play friendly, especially the cosmic thing. And since I am a Head Start free-to-play, meaning I only spent $25 at the very beginning of the game and nothing since, I'm going to take a look at my roster and go over options for more free-to-play or like light spenders. But first, because there are always doubters that always doubt the awesome, here's the proof that I've only spent $25. So here's all I've spent all time on Marvel Strike Force. I got the $10 Captain America pack. I got the $5 Nebula with Cores pack, and then 2 $5 packs of Cores, so I could climb up into the new arena shard they put me in after they finally took me out of the beta one I shouldn't have been in the first place. So pretty much making up for Foxnex's blunder. So that is all I've spent. So I am Head Start free to play, as I like to call myself. So let's jump into this. Alright. So options for global. That is going to be the easiest one. The first 4 nodes are going to be any characters that you have that qualify. The next 4 will be global, then cosmic, then city. So you can pretty much use your global team for those first 8 nodes. Now, of course, I'm going to be bringing in Big Daddy Fury. He has 7 red stars. No doubt. For all characters, we're putting the minimum at least 4 red stars. Anything less than that, you're just going to die horribly before you can do much of anything. And of course, 7 yellow, if at all possible. There might be a few exceptions here and there, like I did Fear the Darkness with my Minerva at only like 5 yellow and 3 or 2 reds. But I don't think you'll be able to get away with that in this newest mode because it's going to be insanely difficult. Also, there's going to be ISO 8. I'm sure that will be a big part of what will be required to get through this. So that'll be another thing on top of that. But we will cover that when that actually comes out. So the bad part about Fury is he is a legendary and he needs 5 slots of the new stuff. And it's all the same stuff. So he needs 15 of those. And then 15 of those, and then what was it? 6 of those, and that's for 5 different slots, so tons of those. Good news is I already have the piss jars needed, so I'm ready to go on his unique. So he is great. He's going to call in his reinforcements. He's going to pass buffs. He will work best, of course, if you can bring in some other shield minions. I don't know if I'll be doing that. We will see though. It's really gonna come down to my situation and your situation as to how many of the new, not uniques, but new T13 pieces you end up getting for each origin, skill, tech, etc. Alright, so next one is going to be Phoenix. She is going to die, so you're not going to blow through all the nodes in one day, but I don't expect to do that anyways. Even if you're only doing 1 node a day or a node every 2 days, it's still awesome. She's the second best character in the game. And she also only takes 3 pieces that use the new stuff, so very good. Somehow I got 5 of these half-built pieces. I don't know where I got those from. I assume it's just like a very small drop chance in one of the orbs, so let me know in the comments if you have any of these and if you can remember where you got them. It's a very nice bonus to start off with those. So she's ahead of the game on that one. But it's very nice that she only has to take 3 pieces that use the new stuff instead of 5 like Fury. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here because I know I'm using her, but for the most part you want to save all your pieces and not put them into anyone unless you know absolutely sure that you're going to take them in. She's going to get a nice 500 damage boost, 600 health, so we're going to put that on her right now, my very first new piece on there. I do need 13 more of those. Oh, wow. See, I'm already running out of those. So you're going to need tons of those also. But you do want to save all of your raid orange gear orbs. So it shouldn't be too bad. The huge bottleneck, of course, is going to be these new pieces. But she's in pretty good shape for her next piece. So I just need, well, I don't know. I'll have a second piece, and then she'll be very close. We're also going to go ahead and get this, not for the 4,000 extra healing, because that's pretty much insignificant, but it is because of her summon. And that is going to be an extra 5% steel health, which, as you know from Fear the Darkness and Minerva's ult, is amazing. So I've been putting off, but we're going to go ahead and get that now. But you want to hoard everything. So you want to save up your orange ability mats. I have 2,000, so I'm okay getting this now. But until you know what team you want to bring in, you want to save as much as you can resource-wise. Alright, so she is the second. Of course, my third will be Ultron. He is painful like Fury, as in he needs 5 of the pieces, so it's going to take tons of those. Oh wow, going to need so many of those too, the regular stuff. They really need to open up Nexus. Alright, so we need tons of those. See, the huge problem with this is you're going to need tons and tons and tons of tech gear, because most of the good characters are tech. So it's going to come down to how the RNG works on you getting the new pieces from the stores. And if they don't add another way to get them, which they desperately need to do, but I don't know if they're going to, because they want to keep it as expensive as possible for you to do. But yeah, Ultron's best character in the game. Without a doubt, he is worth the huge investment, because he's going to carry you pretty hard. And it's going to make those a whole lot easier than if you try to take someone else in, just trying to jump in there as fast as you can. Alright, so then we got a tank slot. We pretty much need a tank, even with those guys. Otherwise, it's going to be too much to deal with. Now we got some options here. We got shield security. I already have his uniques. So I could take him in there. Problem is he's skill and he uses the same pieces as Fury, and Fury needs tons of those. So I don't know. It's gonna depend on if I get tons of the skill things or tons of the tech things for the other characters. I don't know. He's an option for the tank slot. Juggernaut is also another option. I already have his unique piece taken care of. He only needs 4 of the other ones, and he is Mystic, which isn't as a heavy. You do need at least Iron Fist probably for City. That's another Mystic character, and probably at least 1 Mystic in your Cosmic, probably 2. So once again, it will depend on how the new pieces come for you in the stores. Alright, other options. Now, Chewburger, AD4, my Strike Force Master Launch podcast co-host, he decided to recommend Colossus, which is a good choice. And then Storm will touch on her in a little bit. But Colossus, here's my problem with this for me personally. I don't have those 3 yellow stars. Well, that will be huge, and he is not farmable in any way. So we're looking at only 116k health, 7400 armor. He's going to get crushed pretty hard if I don't have any way to get those things. And of course I don't spend, so I'm not going to do it. I do have a good amount of his unique, so that'll be nice, but it would hurt to not be able to put those on Cyclops right away whenever he comes out, because he's going to be awesome. So he's an option, but they really need to put him in a store, at least on a node like they did with Psylocke. Then I might end up going for him and suggesting him, but yeah, you really need him at least. I'd say bare minimum 6 yellow and 4 red, or he's just going to get wrecked too hard. Another option is Shuri. The problem with her is she's tech. So many characters competing for tech pieces. Good news is I do have enough I could take her with the unique already. And this is a regular piece, so she only needs the 4 of the pieces. And she give you a quick defense up, which is nice. some healing. But once again, she's tech, so unless we get a huge windfall of tech gear, of the new stuff, probably not going to be able to take her in. Same thing with Scientist Supreme. She's also tech. She'd be amazing in there. But, I mean, you're going to need tons and tons and tons of the tech stuff. Other ones, maybe Hulk if you have 6 or 7 red stars. He might be an option if you have tons of the gamma radiation, because you want to take in Minerva for the cosmic. Absolutely. So it's possible if you have very high red stars on him, he might be able to fill in as your tank. It would really depend, though. Falcon, same problem. He's tech, but if you have high red stars and 7 yellow, he'd be a pretty good option. But, I mean, it's that tech bottleneck, which is going to get you every time. Maybe Killmonger, if you have high red stars, max him out, because he's got the self-healing with his drain. And then whenever he gets defense up, he attacks the weakest, the most damaged enemy. So that's another option if you have a lot of red stars on him. You want to get him in there quickly. Okoye, I don't think she brings enough. The rest of them, not so much. Coulson, I love him in Arena in some matchups, and of course in Alliance War defense. His cooldown is too low, or too long, rather. Same with Magneto. I mean, Magneto could be a good choice, but it's just going to be, you'll be waiting on his blind cooldown too much, I think. Then Black Panther, not enough. Now, Storm is a good choice. Problem I have with it is I would need 35 more adamantium, and I really would want to put them on my big fatty rhino here, which I would want in City, but I don't know. City is just, oh, it's horrible. We'll get to that in the City video, but yeah, I don't know. It's up in the air on that one. Another possible choice is Captain America. He's not top tier, but he could still get it done, especially if you're using Fury, so there's a little synergy there. And if you have a lot of the Vibranium, and if you have high red stars, he might be Disney. He also gives energy, so that's very nice. So that's an option. Deadpool, maybe if you have 6 or 7 red stars, and there's a lot of debuffs flying around from the enemies, he might be a decent choice. Quake also, she might be a decent choice if you have very high reds, because she has the offense down on 5 from Earthquake, and the Earthquake hits everything. She's got the slow, and she can get rid of the buffs with her Shockwave. But once again, you'll need high red stars for the focus and the damage to make her worth it. I think Pyro will be too squishy. Maybe at 7 red stars, he might be a decent choice. But most of the time, there's going to be better choices. Graviton, he might be a very good choice if you can get him high red stars, high yellows, because he's much like Quake. He does have the low cooldown on this, so that's going to be slowing him and doing damage. Very long cooldown on this, but it's nice. And especially if you're throwing around a lot of debuffs, you can use him to great. What's the word I'm thinking? To great effect. But yeah, he's an option, but not a top option. And now the biggest option that I very well might end up using that a lot of people like, and that is Shield Trooper. Not because he is a very good character, but for the very good reason that he doesn't use any of the new super rare pieces. So that's going to save you maybe even weeks of farming. And I think these 3, especially in my case with the 7 red star Fury, the Fury, Phoenix, and Ultron are going to carry the load enough that you can get away with just throwing a trooper in there. So that can save a lot of farming, a lot of investment, a lot of time. So I'll probably end up doing that. And if it goes catastrophic, then you will be able to learn from my mistake. But that is probably what I will end up doing. And I'll probably end up doing Juggernaut. But I'm going to see how the pieces come in the stores. It is really going to depend on how that goes. So at this point, my tentative plan is to go in with those 3, and then probably Juggernaut, and then probably Trooper. I won't have the pieces for the other teams, we can get halfway through it and then get a better idea of what we might need for Cosmic. And I will cover Cosmic and City in later videos, since this one has already ran about 15 minutes or more. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Chewburger84's video and guide, you can also check that out for more options on what you can do, especially if you're willing to spend. He gives a lot of good options for that. And also on the latest episode of our Strike Force Masters Launch podcast, that was our main discussion, talking all about Dark Dimension, the new version, and options for that. So make sure you check that out too. The link for that is in the description, as well as the link to my Big Awesome Discord, where you can talk to me on there and check out the awesome on that. So that is going to do it for the global portion of my free-to-play Dark Dimension 3 guide. Let me know what you think in the comments, what your plans are, or anything I might have missed. I mean, I'm not perfect. It's just a very preliminary thing. It's going to be a very long-term marathon thing to work on, but I'm pretty excited because I love a huge challenge and overcoming it. So that is going to do it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned and stay awesome.